The London Grand Tournament 2025 was the biggest Warhammer 40,000 tournament ever. With 1,085 players, this is a huge achievement for the UK wargaming community. And the final event in the UKTC season, players were looking to perform and perform well in a dynamic meta on the latest UKTC terrain layouts. The event was a 10-round marathon, with a top cut taken after 5 rounds. Undefeated players would continue to play until a single unconquerable champion remained, with UKTC regulars like Innes Wilson or Ben Jones entering the event off the back of very strong seasons, preparing to face off against very strong international heavyweight names. Liam VSL returns once again to attempt a third consecutive LGT victory with his Chaos Space Marines. And previous event winner Alexandre Sacco also in contention with his notorious Drukhari. It was anybody's event to take in this historic wargaming competition. Coverage of this and other UKTC events is brought to you by UKTC TV, and we are proud to do so. You can find videos on demand, match highlights and much more on our channel, so make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload or live stream. This featured matchup is round 9 of the LGT main event, the semi-finals, between previous event winner Alexandre Sacco and ITC leader Innes Wilson. Both players have run deep in this tournament, the largest event in the world, batting through to the final 4 out of 1,085 players. Innes is running a very unique Ultramarine Stormlance task force featuring triple Redemptors and a Storm Raven. This list is incredibly hard to take down, with Marnius Calgar leading a squad of company heroes inside the Storm Raven's transport capacity, providing some serious threat ranges and aggressive staging possibilities. Rabute Gilliman adds even more punch into the squad, providing strong utility by doubling the Oaths with movement ability and reducing the cost of a stratagem once per battle round. This will help counter the Aura of Despair from the Drukhari Archon and provide plenty of utility from the Stormlance stratagems. The list is rounded out with scoring in the form of a unit of Incursors and a Combi Lieutenant, with 2 Storm Speed Thunderstrikes providing a decent amount of speed and utility to really ramp the shooting damage. In this game, however, they may be used as early game scoring. The Stormlance attachment will allow Innes to advance or fall back and still be able to charge, which allows him to project some serious threats for his strong melee units and limit the amount that Alex is able to tack him down. Alex is also running a unique build, bringing one of the most underrepresented factions in the whole event, and in the context of the wider game, considered weaker than the Marines. However, stats are only one side of the coin. The Drukhari are masters of movement, and the level of skill expression is through the roof for this army. By utilising the mobility, we've seen several prominent Drukhari players rise to the top of several major events, as they are able to play all phases of the game very effectively and make use of the new UKTC terrain layouts. Leading the force is an Archon, joining their court and a squad of Kabalites, providing a very potent fights first unit that will be able to take a lot of punishment, providing he can play the lines of sight away from Innes' firepower. This squad will have fights first, meaning that Innes has to be very careful about how he engages it. Lilith Hesperax is a second fight first unit threat, and her squad of witches will be utilising Envenom to provide very scary threat ranges to keep the Marines honest. Her anti-infantry 2+ profile will nicely counter the company heroes, as their -1 to be wounded ability will not work on that datasheet. Drukhari will be leading 5 Incubi and a Venom as a later game rapid ingress threat, and a Troop Master with a squad of Harlequins has the enhancement to scout up a Void Weaver and provide some early pressure. These 3 units will be pivotal for Alex, as they provide a strong anchor for the rest of his army to work around and stage off of. 3 units of Scourges will be pivotal here, as they help keep the Marines back. The unique inclusion of a large Hellion squad is a fantastic unit to close the gap. It can either be used to move block or even pull big targets down with their lethal hits and full rerolls from a pain token. They can be used aggressively here to tag many vehicles into combat, or defensively as late game scoring. This match is playing Linchpin on Crucible of Battle. From the second turn onwards, the primary for this mission scores 3 points per objective that each player holds. They will receive a bonus 2 points per No Man's Land objective if they also hold their home objective. This mission leads more into much more intense mid-board skirmishing, especially with the firepower from both lists. The exposed phalanx will be much harder to hold safely. Until the late game, as resources dwindle, it is a fine balancing act between preserving units and trading aggressively. Alex has a clear advantage here with just pure number of units in his army. Both players deploy quite aggressively to threaten the centre, and to utilise the large owl as staging points. This will provide them both somewhere to threaten the flanks with their speed, but also utilises the terrain to restrict line of sight and charging into their castle. We see Alex take the first turn, and he plays a very passive turn 1, moving his units to the staging in the centre, scoring his secondaries and putting out his early units to force Innes to commit some trading units. Standing Yuri and Rakarth out on the centre objective, so that even if he does die, he can stand back up with his datasheet ability and still score the primary next turn. Innes also takes a relatively passive turn 1, focusing on taking out the easy-to-reach units, committed to the flanks, and focusing his firepower into Urian. This does pay off as Alex fails the resurrect roll. This puts the Drukhari in a slightly tricky spot, as they have the opportunity here to get aggressive and take out a few of the scoring pieces, but may not connect with the main units. We see Alex takes this chance, looking to clear the screens and restrict Innis's mission play. He positions to block the Stormraven's movement, and locking down where it can land safely.
The only thing I can do to prevent you from landing is putting my Venom over there. So back of the base, 14, putting the Venom.
Star Weaver there as well, right?
Nah, so we are gonna get this guy back up.
That's fair.
Okay.
So he's going up to hoover them.
More than 9 inch on this guy.
Yep.
So now you cannot really come and see inside for this turn. That means I can bring some Scourge out and be safe inside this DZ.
Exposing a fair chunk of his force here, his shooting is able to clear out the Marines in the centre, but leaves the Storm Speeder alive on the top flank. He's able to make a charge and take down the Speeder, and the Hellions engage the Redemptor into combat. This will limit the mobility that the Stormlance detachment has, as it is unable to fall back and shoot, so these shooting platforms are not going to be active for a turn. Innis looks to match this display in force, committing his entire army out now, looking to crack the game open with the 1-2 punch of Calgar and Guilliman in the same turn to overwhelm the Drukhari. Being able to destroy the Venom and the Witches before they can make combat is devastating. This takes a key piece off the board immediately, and removes a fight first unit. With the combat, he is only, however, able to take out a unit of Scourges and a Kronos, potentially not as much as he was hoping. He is able to use the tank shock from Stormraven to finish a unit off, and then consolidate it backwards into the Hellions, looking to tie them up for the next few turns, as the -1 damage from the Stormraven's datasheet is going to be very strong into their 2 damage profiles.
And 1 Vitrix. Calgar. 683 damage 3.
1 alive.
1 left, and Vitrix. Not Vitrix. 5. 582 damage 2.
5.
Yep.
Good.
Cool. The Stormraven. 6 attacks into the Hellions. Don't worry about it. 4 saves on the Hellions, AP 0. Kills 1.5. Dealer's choice. Then I'll just...
Alex heads to turn 3 to respond, quickly moving the Scourges back, looking to get them as safe as possible from the Stormraven. This will ensure that he has some fast units for the last turns, and having rapid ingress Drukhari, the Incubi look to steal the home field and cut what primary scoring Innis has from under him. After committing everything into the company heroes and Guilliman, does not quite wipe the squad, losing the Harlequins in response and a few of the Mandrakes. This unfortunately does not leave enough to completely wrap the units, and allows Innis to cycle charge them back to re-engage the Court of the Archon using the Stormlance ability. Heading into the Marines turn 3, the difference in primary scoring is really starting to pull ahead. The Elves have played the edges fantastically here, and are just kiting out of range while scoring strongly. Unable to roll well enough on the reactive move, sees the Court lose a few of its attendant Cabalites to shooting, which will soften them up for the inevitable charge. Innis charges both Guilliman and Calgar into the solo Mandrake, so that with the first activation he will kill the Mandrake, and then Guilliman can pile into the Cabalites and Court of the Archon and swing, efficiently getting around the fights first, whilst he only has a few models left, due to Alex not having enough CP to heroically intervene.
I'm going to swing Guilliman and Calgar first, and then pile in there, okay?
Whilst this is a brutal turn there, and the Drukhari are down to a few units left, they still have a massive lead on primary and continue to grow. Using the Scourges to deny yet another turn of scoring from the flanks, highlighting the foresight Alex has shown throughout the game as he moves these out to deny scoring and pivot them from damage to utility, which is a sign of a true Drukhari master knowing when to walk that tightrope and use them for one or other purpose. Innis' turn 4 takes what it can, brutally clearing out the few units, but ultimately not enough, as Alex is able to repeat his denial play and take more assets away in turn 5, leaving the Marines just too far behind to catch up.
Ah, yes, because you
We shoot. Right.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Cool. 74, 49. Great game, Sako.
Thank you.
Well played.
Really difficult.
No worries.
We hope you enjoyed this match review. For more videos like this and additional content, such as full match videos on demand, player profiles and strategy breakdowns, see our channel. Please like and subscribe to never miss another video or stream. Exclusive coverage of the best players at the biggest events in the world, brought to you only on UKTC TV. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.